Hello and welcome. My name is Martin Vogel. I'm Sales Director here at Appear, and today I want to share with you one out of many interesting sport contribution projects that we have been involved in. So in order to set the stage, I would like to first cover a little bit about VR in sport and how it can, well, at least help transform that industry. So let's first take the perspective of the viewer. Let's assume then that you missed out on a ticket, an important match for you. No problem. VR might actually be a better choice, might be more interactive in the end, giving you a better experience, more close to your favorite team. Furthermore, you can, within certain applications, choose which camera angle you would like to follow, making this an interactive experience and really almost an a la carte viewing experience. And then lastly, obviously, with COVID restricting many to travel, and in general, people being far away from each other, if you want to share an experience with a family member or with a friend, VR will support and help with this. So within many of the applications that now exist, you have the opportunity to actually be in a virtual room with each other, being present and then seeing the action. Doesn't stop there though. It doesn't stop with the viewer's perspective. VR can also help transform both coaching and the job of the referee. So coaches will usually use different visual material in order to review performance. And with VR, they will now be able to see more perspectives, getting closer to the action, even making this more of a gamified and interactive experience for the players. On the referee side, VR can aid in the training as well as in the live, call it digestion of the different events. So they will also have access to better viewing angles, giving them the perspective they wish they had. So how does VR then tie in with this project? And in order to explain that, I first want to take a step back and explain which other companies are, of course, involved. So before December this year, we were approached by a company called Mobilelinks. And to quickly introduce Mobilelinks, it's a company based in Stockholm, Sweden. And they're one of the leading service provider within broadcast media in the Nordics. So they operate both within Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Finland, and obviously also within the US, so even abroad. And it was Mobilelinks who first approached Appear, having been contacted by Cosm or contracted by Cosm in order to fulfill certain needs. Then let's cover Cosm. So Cosm, based in the US, is a content production firm, as well as a, I would say, a visual experience engineering company. So they pride themselves in engineering both virtual as well as physical visual experiences. So this can range from large screen installations enabling public views, as well as the development of applications on your phone that you can use to be interactive, be in the room with others, watching the content in the way you want it to be watched. And it was really Cosm pushing for the latest and greatest within technology with this project, since they not only wanted to do virtual reality, they wanted to do 3D VR. And they also wanted to then add to this with 360 degree cameras in super high res, but we will touch that in a minute. So what challenges did that project bring to Appear? Well, first of all, the work across borders meant that we were on a tight time schedule with a technology that is not readily used by many companies. So there was a lot of testing involved, and this testing needed to happen across borders. So there was testing in Sweden, there was testing in the US, and there was testing in other parts of the world, let's say Asia. So that really required equipment that was easy to configure, easy to understand, but also reliable enough so that it could be shipped across the border and function the same way it was set up. Furthermore, the connectivity at the venue site was limited to 2 dark fibers. So that meant limited bandwidth to transport a lot of high-res content. So in this case, it was up to 10 simultaneously 4K signals at any given time. And there was also a requirement on really high quality and ultra low latencies. Then, of course, this being a major sporting event this last summer, the expectations are really high. And so reliability was really on the highest, was one of the highest requirements. And the quality could not leave anything to be desired. It was also a bit of a challenging time since this happened amidst COVID, and we all knew that the movement between resources, from venues to different sites was limited. Lastly, the cameras used also were special. So this was 3D, both 180-degree stereoscopic cameras, as well as 360-degree monoscopic cameras. So all of which are in need of a synchronization from the feeds that come out of the camera into the encoding equipment. How we solved this, I will share now in the next slide. So now we're getting into the solution Appear delivered as part of the overall solution. So this is the system diagram, and it looks intimidating at first. It's not that hard to understand. So on the left, you can see a representation of the different venues. And we had in total 3 of such installments. Appear delivers a modular solution. So really here, there was no waste of either hardware nor licenses or software. We were able to tailor-made this solution to the exact needs of the client. So each of these modules could cover up to 2 4K inputs. So each module could cover 1 camera. There was a synchronization part, of course, which was handled through PTP synchronization, as you can see in the bottom, and we will cover this in a minute in more detail. But then for the codec, there was a challenge on how do you compress 10 4K signals or up to 20 4K signals onto those 2 dark fibers. And here the choice fell on JPEG XS. So JPEG XS is a light compression codec. It can compress signals in a factor 1 to 10 or up to 1 to 18, and can also be put onto IP. And it was through JPEG XS that Appear was able to deliver not only very high quality, since the content should be visually lossless using JPEG XS, but also with ultra low latencies. Then, of course, all of this content was shipped to this IBC where it was decoded and then further down the line were processed. Let's have a quick look just how this system look from close. So this is then again just to show the input and the output. It's fairly simple, but what I really want to maybe emphasize is this frame alignment, which is not easy to pull off, and something that not many vendors will be able to do, which then again enabled Cosm to fully align each camera or every 2 feeds from each camera with each other before they are then sent. Between the venue and the IBC, the PTP clock synchronization mode was used. So this really enabled Cosm to have a yeah, the perfect picture by the end of the day. So what is the big takeaway? Well, Cosm was very satisfied with the performance of the equipment. There was 0 problems. In fact, due to COVID-19, there was a limited movement of their resources, but they were quite content with even managing the equipment from afar in a sort of remote production scenario, and had full confidence. They also received many compliments, in fact, on the quality of the feeds that they provided to many big customers around the globe. That is the project. So thanks for watching. I hope that this was interesting and that you would like to get in touch with us. So in that case, please talk to me or any of my colleagues. Thank you.